LifeHouse Theater. And those of you that are virtual, thank you for joining us, tuning in. We are so blessed to have everybody here today. My name is Michael Milligan. Heart problems. My name is Michael Milligan, and I'm the artistic director here at the LifeHouse Theater. And again, we're just so excited for tonight's event, and we have been waiting for a long time for this, and it's 2 weeks, but the anticipation is building, so we're so excited. But without further ado, I'd like to present our illustrious leader, the one, the only, Mr. Wayne Scott. He came in from the wrong side.
I did?
That's where I blocked him.
Oh, I see. Well, he's still learning, you know. No, I'm kidding. We planned that little shtick, but it's a great honor to be here with you tonight. It's unprepared, unrehearsed, and uncalled for, all of it. But we're really blessed to have you all. Thank you for joining us, and thank you, Michael, because it's a great honor not only to welcome them, but you as well, because you are our artistic director, a talented director and choreographer in his own right. And he's LifeHouse Theater's artistic director, supervising all aspects of our productions. And you and your wife, Kelsey, are directors of Teen Broadway and Stage Right, our theater and dance classes for young people. And we want to thank you for how you've hosted that program here and how we have almost a farm team of young people coming up, and we'll get to meet some of them in just a little while. But the reason we're here about to begin our 29th year is because of God's presence and providence and your presence and all that we've been through together here at LifeHouse and for many years. And despite the unusual challenges of recent years, God has lovingly revealed himself by making all things new with mercies that are new every morning, Lamentations 3. And in fact, we are calling our upcoming new 29th season our season of new beginnings. Our theme for the upcoming new season, the season of new beginnings, is based on the Bible verses Isaiah 43:18 and 19. And this is what that passage says. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. Well, we wouldn't be here at all without God's graciously providing for LifeHouse, sustaining us, ensuring a bright future during challenging times like these. And to those who have worked with us since 1993 and countless others who have helped along the way, please know how grateful I am. Appreciate you very much.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Wayne.
Thank you.
Now, he talked about the next season. Do you guys want us to tell you the season? Yeah, not yet, though. It's not time yet. It's not time. Not time. Yes, we have a whole process. So anyway, but no, we are so thankful you're here, and both everybody here and also on the live stream. And we'd like to welcome tonight the LifeHouse season subscribers and longtime guests, our many cast storytellers and some of our many hundreds of alumni, our many hardworking volunteers, the staff and advisory board members, members of the media, and new guests joining us for the first time.
Welcome one and all to LifeHouse Theater's 29th season celebration.
Yes.
29 years.
I still remember 29 years ago when this thing started.
I think I was about 13 at that.
Yeah. I was young as well.
Yeah. Yes. In any case, as a faith-based community theater arts outreach, let's take a moment to acknowledge and invite and thank the one who truly makes it all possible. Please join me in prayer if you would. Father in heaven, thank you so much for all that you've been doing in our midst, Father. The first thing we learn about you is that you are creative, God. In the beginning, God created, we read in Genesis 1:1. And we acknowledge that you are the author of all creativity. We thank you for the creative gifts that you've entrusted to those who release those gifts on our stage, as well as behind the scenes. And we welcome you here now as our unseen invited guest. Lord, you know we have a plaque on a seat near the front that says unseen invited guest, because we want you at every performance. We ask you to bless all that happens here under your watchful eye. And we also ask for your continued blessing on the coming new season. As your word tells us, you are doing a new thing. We don't have to dwell on hardships of the past. You're blazing a new trail in the wilderness. You're providing streams in the desert. We thank you again for the opportunities to serve the community that you've given us. May we please and honor you tonight. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
All right, as we celebrate what God has been doing here at LifeHouse through the years, let's begin by taking a look back at what God has been accomplishing just in this last season, our 28th season. So here are some of our highlights. As you can see, God has blessed and continues to bless LifeHouse with such amazing talent, and over 500 just this past season, or up to 500 every single season, of gracious volunteers who come and support with their time and the talent and their energies. And all those clips you saw, that represents hundreds of hours of hundreds of people's time and just some really special memories. And some of that, it's crazy to think that was this season. It seems so long ago, and yet it seems like it just happened. So it's really cool. So thank you for coming and being a part of all of that. It is now a pleasure to bring out to the stage two beloved members of our volunteer storytellers, the family of alumni, and they will be performing a song from the hit biblical musical Jericho, The Courage of Rahab and Joshua, which is a show that just recently closed. Well, time is flying, but it's pretty recently closed. And they will be performing the song What I've Done. So Jennifer DeWitt and Jeremy Kreisinger. And one of the cool things here at LifeHouse is we get to spread the good news of the gospel, and that is both through our ministry to cast members and just being in a body of believers, and also to our audiences. And you know, Wayne has weaved in, and the other writers, Sarah, and so many writers here actually tonight, Jane, have weaved in all these stories, the redemptive news of the gospel. And so this song is essentially summing all that up, as Salmon is singing to Rahab about that. So please enjoy.
Turn from me, I see you, all of you for who you are.
That look in your eyes, it feels familiar, like a dream I've dreamed before.
And when I look at you, all I see is beauty and tenderness, a quiet strength. Like a tree in the wind, tossed about like a ship on the waves, but sailing forward, ever forward.
It's so easy for you, but you don't know what I've done. How could you know what I've done? Who I've been, what I am, all the wrong I've done, all the wrong I am, summon all the wrong I am.
Rahab, listen to me. The maker of the mountains hears your cry. Rahab. The author of the heavens knows your name, and he says, Child, come to me. Child, I'll give you peace. Child, I'll give you rest. Free from pain, free from sin, free from all the wrong you've done. He knows you, he wants you. He made you, he wants you. Like a tree in the wind, tossed about like a ship on the waves, but sailing forward, ever forward.
Someone, what I've done, what I am, all the wrong I've done, all the wrong I am.
Free from pain, free from sin, free from all the wrong you've done. Free from pain, free from sin, free from all the wrong we've done. He knows us, he wants us, he made us, he wants us.
Thank you both. And what a great reminder of the faithfulness of God, and also, how many of us Christians have had doubts before, and we need that still small voice to remind us of who we are in him. So thank you for that. So just as LifeHouse has been making a dramatic difference among the cast members and the storytellers, we've also been impacting the lives of over 30,000 audience members per year. And we are so blessed this year, coming out of COVID and everything, that we were still able to be alive, and that's so much of that, obviously, God's graciousness, but we thank you for your part in that as well. But magical musicals and inspiring moments on stage are a huge part of what makes LifeHouse. And now we would like to take a look back at the community impact of what LifeHouse has had around the community. So here is a little montage of the impact LifeHouse has been having on the community.
Michael's still kind of new at this.
Oh, that's
Just going to go ahead.
Please
come on up. And we're going to bring Jennifer up, and our Vice President, Dr. Tammy Bradshaw Scott, will be coming up. I know you. You're familiar. You look familiar to me. And we're going to talk about our community impact.
Perfect. Thank you. I missed that part. Missed that part in the script.
You got to read the script.
Oh, that whole thing. I always heard scripts were a suggestion.
I'm going to. I always say the scripts are not suggested outlines, so like some of our actors think. I'm going to level with you about something. And this dear guy, his oldest daughter broke her arm this afternoon.
Oh, well, that's...
And I feel so badly because he rushed to be a part of this anyway. And it just goes to show you. And I could tell you story after story of our dedicated actors who have things in their personal lives, just like all of us do in real life. And today was your day. And here you are doing such a good job.
Oh, well, thank you.
So here you are.
Well, thank you. In reality, I was just speeding the show along, and I figured if we skip through segment, we get faster to the season announcement. So anyway. Thank you. I tried. Thank you, Wayne. Though. Thank you. So Wayne has always intended for LifeHouse to be distinctive and not just a place for ego, glitz, glamour, but it's a place where we can really check our egos at the door, as Wayne always says. So. And that we want to be a theater that serves the families and communities in the Inland Empire by telling great stories and communicating truths and good morals and the truth of God's love to our community. So we want to give back to the community in a Christ-centered way. So through the years, LifeHouse Theater's talented troupe of volunteer storytellers do everything from sing carols at hospitals to collect food for the disadvantaged. We also partner with the Salvation Army and families from the Ronald McDonald House to provide seats for those facing difficult times in their lives. So these are ways that we can demonstrate our theme for this coming season, which is a season of new beginnings, by helping others shed the past and find a new way in today's wilderness. So Jeff DeWitt, Jennifer Keeney, and LifeHouse Vice President Dr. Tammy Scott will join me to share, that's where they joined me right here, but anyway, will join me to share the other ways LifeHouse works to provide streams in the desert. So Jennifer Keeney, we're going to start with you. She oversees and directs our Life Tales musical biographies for school students. And these weekday morning performances make ideal field trips for students and teachers, for that matter, to come out and learn historical facts about biographies and stuff, but also and about really amazing people in history. But I'm not going to talk too much about that. Jennifer Keeney, it's up to you.
Well, since 2001, LifeHouse has been presenting Life Tales, which, as he said, are fun musical biographies of historical figures, and they are produced especially for the school students of the Inland Empire. And thousands of students will visit LifeHouse each year and witness the stories of such notables as Jackie Robinson, Abraham Lincoln, the Wright brothers, Florence Nightingale, and so many more. And the teachers love these educational field trips as well. And I'm excited to announce that next February, after an unforeseen delay, LifeHouse plans to finally premiere its brand new Life Tale story, The True Story of Harriet Tubman.
Awesome. I'm seeing a trend. We kind of hold them off a couple times, and then, like we did with the season celebration, we just build the anticipation for events. It's really a great way. Okay, so Jennifer, you also oversee our Sunday night specials, along with LifeHouse Theater General Manager Jeff DeWitt. That's your cue.
That would be my cue. Well, LifeHouse produces a regular series of Sunday night specials, everything from unique concerts to dramas and magic shows. Many of these have been especially thought-provoking and often explore timeless themes of love and forgiveness. A new series of Sunday night specials will begin soon, but this past year we've done, what was it, like 4 or 5?
Yeah, we did quite a few
Sunday
this
night
time.
specials.
Yeah.
We brought them back in September with Florence Nightingale. And in October, we got to premiere a brand new Sunday night special, our Villainous event. I don't remember what exactly we called it now, Villainous Spectacular something. Villainous Showcase. That was it. And that was a huge hit. And we also had Great Ryan's of the Round Table and Heroes of the Faith. And this next season, we will be bringing 5 Sunday night specials currently scheduled. And let's go ahead and bring that up.
What?
There we go. Our very first one is, we've expanded upon our Villainous event, and it is now called Villains Without a Clue. It's going to run for 3 nights in October, and you will have an opportunity to trick or treat with the villains afterwards each and every time. So you're going to want to come and see that. In fact, I should read the description, I guess. Experience a villainous whodunit as the kooky, spooky villains of LifeHouse Theater return for an interactive Halloween special. Can you figure out who did it before the villains do? Enjoy the music, mystery, and mayhem, as well as time to trick or treat with the villains after the show. So you definitely are not going to want to miss that. Then at Christmas time, we're bringing back our Christmas Song in Our Heart, Christmas Song in My Heart, which will feature probably a new vignette this time around, as we like to bring something new into it each and every time we produce it. And then our Life Tales Harriet Tubman will be presented as a Sunday night special because, let's face it, a lot of us work during the day. It's a little hard to see the Sunday night, the Life Tales if you're not in school. So we're going to give you guys an opportunity to see that on a Sunday night. Then at long last, we are premiering here at LifeHouse a drama that Wayne wrote a number of years ago. It's a really powerful story. Used to be called Once Upon a Dream. It is now called Dreamscape. And the description for that is, can a man who turned his back on God and family find redemption? Witness the incredible story of just such a man who, through an unfailing love and prayers of his daughter, discovers God's grace and forgiveness. The mature theme of this heart-wrenching story delivers a powerful and convicting impact. This is a great, great Sunday night special, and I really hope you all can come see that. And then again, in the fall, we'll be bringing back Heroes of the Faith with some brand new vignettes as part of that. So you do not want to miss that.
Great.
And Dr. Tammy has also launched a new program that LifeHouse is proud to help sponsor, a women's conference known as Sisters Supporting Sisters.
So, Sister Supporting Sisters is, I founded it. It's an organization I founded about 3 years ago. And it really was born out of my heart to see women come closer to Jesus, and that I wanted to be used by the Lord to help women and build them up in their faith and see their hearts really grow in the Lord and just encourage them in that. And so we just had our third conference yesterday. And just so exciting to see women come out and just really loving the Lord. You can find out more about it on my website at drtammybradshawscott.com. And I, announce when the conferences are going to be, and also we're developing some Bible studies and things to just, again, build women up in the Lord. So I really appreciate my husband supporting me in this, and of course, LifeHouse Theater, and we do hold them here. Our next one next year will be the weekend, the Saturday right before Mother's Day. So again, you can go to my website and check it out and sign up or get all the information there. And like I said, the studies that are coming out as well. Thank you.
Thank you. I was not able to attend for obvious reasons, but I heard it was a fantastic event yesterday and in the past couple of years. So thank you so much, Dr. Tammy. That sounds awesome. And then next up, Jeff, we also happen to have an exciting television outreach that I know you were dying to tell people about. And this is your chance.
There we go.
Here you are.
Our LifeHouse Theater still has our LifeHouse TV, located conveniently at lifehouse.tv. Very easy to find.
Don't forget.
And we will be updating that this week with a brand new set of productions that'll be going on. So everything that is currently on it will be leaving. So if you haven't watched it yet, watch it now. Wizard of Oz and The Rise of King David will still continue to be on the site, but we will be adding Snow White, Ruth, Florence Nightingale, Sherlock Holmes and the Hound of the Baskervilles, Beauty and the Beast, and Heroes of the Faith. For a limited time, will be on LifeHouse TV. And it's a great way, especially for those of you that are in the shows, for your family out of town to finally see your wonderful performances.
Yeah, because usually what you do is you loan out your DVD and then your family doesn't give it back. And then there's tension with the family, and then get-togethers are hard. It's rough. But now LifeHouse TV is here to salvage those family relationships. So here we go. Thank you, Jeff, for setting that up. Yes, that's right. That's right. Yes. Yes. One family at a time. One family at a time.
I have
All
one
right.
more segment, so I can't leave yet.
Was that?
I have one more segment. So
Perfect. Awesome. Well, we'll get to it. Don't worry. So LifeHouse has also worked to export our productions to other organizations that have similar values as us. And so we have, throughout the United States, actually, it's been throughout the United States, but not just here in the States, but also internationally. We've seen them produced, and Jeff would tell us more about that. This is your next segment.
This is my next segment. So LifeHouse's outreach continues to grow with a global outreach as LifeHouse Theater scripts during our script catalog has been produced in a number of different countries, as well as the United States, obviously, including South Africa, Tanzania, the United Kingdom, Italy, Norway, France, India, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, the Philippines, Australia, Mexico, and Canada. And it's a thrill to see our productions performed in other languages, such as our original musical Joseph, which was performed in Germany, and our Christmas Song of My Heart, which was recently adapted for Indonesia. So that was a lot of fun. We use the royalty sliding scale to make our musicals affordable to various groups, and the proceeds go into our general funds to keep LifeHouse strong. And we are working very hard right now to relaunch our script site as LifeHouse Scripts. So we're giving it an official name, LifeHouse Scripts, and we're going to be relaunching it roughly around August.
Nice. Awesome. So we should also mention that our audio drama series, LifeHouse Theater on the Air, is circulating and available with more than 10,000 copies sold nationwide. And through the Bright Star Network Select LifeHouse musicals are broadcast internationally on television. And I would like to say for the audio dramas, my kids recently discovered the audio dramas, and they love them. My 2-year-old, we get in the car, he's like, Ricky Tikki, Ricky, he wants to listen to Ricky Tikki. And it just pops on in the car, and so you get in the car, and it's like the snake sound. The snake's talking in our ears in the car when we get in. But anyway, our kids just
Those are available on iTunes and all streaming platforms as well.
Nice, there you go. Not just the old-fashioned CDs, which is the round thing with a hole in it, the small ones. It's also available with high technology. So anyway, great. Jeff,
Yes,
up to
I
you.
get to introduce you now.
Oh, okay.
Yet another outreach of LifeHouse is its affiliation with Michael and Kelsey Milligan.
Right. Thank you.
And their Stage Right Team Broadway dance and drama classes, which are offered through LifeHouse.
Great. Awesome. It's such a blessing to get to work with the kids and train them up in a clean and wholesome environment. And we're so thankful for LifeHouse that we're able to do that here. And there are so many new kids that have come to the program, and so many kids that have gone into the productions here as well. And so many are here right now. So we're so appreciative of the opportunity to do that. And we have such a great time with the kids. And so if you know anybody, we have classes. Monday nights is dance night with Mr. Aaron and Tap, and you might see a little bit of that later. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, we do our Team Broadway programs, which is the performing musical theater branch of the program. So if you know anybody who's interested, we'd love to see you all there.
Currently signing up for summer classes.
Yes,
right now,
summer
too.
classes. We're signing up for that right
Those
now.
begin in July.
It begins, July 5th, which is a Tuesday. We run Tuesday, Thursdays, starting July 5th. We run for 5 weeks, and then it's the afternoon, and then we perform the first weekend in August. So we're very excited. But if you know anybody who's interested, spread the word for that. Yeah. Thank you.
Now we have the fun of seeing a small sample of what your students are achieving as we welcome some of them to our stage. They will be dancing to a popular song from the smash hit Rodgers and Hammerstein's The Sound of Music, which will be performed here beginning September 24th.
Ooh, so exciting. That's right, Jeff. Ladies and gentlemen, LifeHouse production Stage Right Team Right presents The Lonely Goat Herd. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Good job, guys. You are good. Thank you. Encore, encore. Great. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. And thank you for singing that so wonderfully. As we have seen tonight, there is so much talent that's come through LifeHouse through the years and is currently at LifeHouse. But it's not just on the stage that you see the talent. It takes so many people to make things tick around here, backstage and front of house. And we rely so much on our volunteers for that. So right now, Wayne would like to honor 2 volunteers who have demonstrated special dedication and excellence.
Thank you so much, Michael. And doesn't that give you such hope for the future when you see all those young people doing what they're doing? Oh, and my office is right in the back there, so I get an opportunity throughout the week to just eavesdrop and listen to the classes. We have 90, more than 90 in Michael and Kelsey's dance classes and acting introduction classes, and there's the future, and it gives me a lot of hope. So the challenges, though, of the past 2 years, we all know, we've all been through difficult things. Our own staff was especially affected adversely because when the pandemic led to the closure of LifeHouse for 7 months, we all had to go on either unemployment or find some other things to do, as I did, so that we could have a hope of not draining any rainy day funds so that this place could, we hope, reopen. And thanks to you and the support of the community, which has been phenomenal, I think we had an opportunity to realize what this area might be like without a LifeHouse, because we didn't have it for 7 months. And so then we really realized who was behind it, and of course all of you here and many others behind the scenes, and that includes our volunteers. So all of which to say, I'm so grateful. Another way that God has revealed his mercies new every morning. And we have survived, we've continued to rebuild, we win back our audiences, and our staff, I owe them a tremendous debt of gratitude for all that they have been through, and we've been able to get them all back. And now we have an opportunity to think about some of the volunteers who really rose to the forefront of this difficult, challenging time. So regarding our dedicated volunteers, 2 in particular come to mind for their outstanding services to LifeHouse, and we'd like to honor them at this time. So would you please welcome to the stage 2 people who don't realize that I'm calling them to the stage at this time, and that is Jim Parks and Alyssa Kiranakis. If you would come to the stage. And come on up, Jim. Thank you. It sounds like you both have fan clubs, so I'm really glad about that, and you deserve them too. And I'm most appreciative of what you have both done. And I'm going to get it right. It's Elisa, and I'm sorry. I'm sure you get that all the time, but it's Elisa Kiranakis. And Jim, you volunteer whenever your talented granddaughter is in one of our productions, which is quite often. And I think talent runs in the family. We see you often as a fine actor and singer on stage yourself, but there is much more to your involvement than that. You embody the servant spirit that we seek at LifeHouse, whether it's greeting guests or making coffee or cookies or doing thankless things to help us at LifeHouse in ways that help keep our doors open, that I know you don't want people to even know. You're dying a million deaths right now. And you probably are too, because that's what humble servant type people are like. And that means so much to me. So thank you for all you're doing. You're also a member of our Alumni Advisory Committee, and we deeply appreciate you. And Elisa, you volunteer with our stage and set crew, literally being behind the scenes and scenery, literally. If you have admired some of our detailed sets and the detailed, beautiful painting and artistry on our sets in recent seasons, it's because of the many hours of work that Elisa invests here. And everyone agrees she's unfailingly helpful, cheerful under relentless deadlines, and dedicated from the beginning of set construction to the finishing of the very last details. And sometimes that involves the wee hours of the night. So we want to thank you for that. We have countless others as well, but when I asked our various departments, who do you recommend? Here they are. And so we're grateful to you both. We have a token of appreciation for you, Jim. And that's for Jim. And you may open that up and give people a little look at what that is, but we want to thank you for your part in what you do. This is a paperweight that's inscribed, and we really want to thank you both for the many hours that you give us here at LifeHouse, and we salute you. Please thank Jim Parks and Elisa Koronakis. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you, Elisa. Thank you very much. And Elisa just isn't any old artist. She happens to work with Disney and has just been promoted as a graphic designer and is part of a whole new entertainment department. I know she's very well thought of there, and we are so blessed to have people of that caliber who work so diligently with us. Right, Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
thank you. Thank you both.
Yeah, it's so, yeah, give them a round of applause because they're awesome. And I'm constantly blown away just by how many people come out and volunteer their time, and everyone's time is so valuable. But so many volunteers that make this place happen. We literally wouldn't be here without the volunteers. So we're so appreciative of everyone. So moving on to honoring somebody else special is moving into the scholarship award that we have. So this year we're offering, and every year actually, we offer a $1,000 scholarship to a special somebody. And this is our 16th year of saluting a student who aspires to make a dramatic difference in our world. Many of the past winners have participated on our stage or behind the scenes and have gone on to great achievements in the arts. Candidates are asked to submit academic records and letters of recommendation. They are also asked to answer some essay questions about how they envision the theatrical arts and how their own faith how they envision the theater arts and their own faith to exert a positive influence in our culture. And I've read some of the responses. I'm not on the committee, but I have read some of the responses that Wayne has shared with me, and there is just some really fantastic candidates who come through and write some really fantastic responses. But Wayne will now announce the results of the scholarship committee's deliberations.
Yes, thank you, Michael. The committee desires to first point out that this year's applicants were excellent, and our deepest thanks go to each of the students who applied. There's one candidate who especially stood out to the scholarship committee, and this person will receive an award of $1,000, which I think will buy at least 2 books today. Anyway, it's token, I admit, but we hope it will help in a small way. It will be a small way, but we hope it will still be helpful. This applicant appeared many times on our stage in leading and supporting roles and has helped behind the scenes as an assistant director. She has achieved academic excellence, superlative letters of recommendation, a 4.0 grade point average, community service, and a demonstrated commitment to making a difference in the arts through faith in God while pursuing her future arts career in the years ahead. The winning candidate wrote in her essay, "A musical production company based in South Korea creates original English language musicals to help children and audiences of all ages to learn English. I will work as a resident actor and create shows from the ground up. Everything I have done at LifeHouse so far, acting, singing, dancing, and directing, as well as writing and composing musicals, have uniquely prepared me for this opportunity while worthwhile endeavors in themselves. I have also been accepted as an exchange student at a university in South Korea, and I will take classes in international business. My long-term goal is to start an arts business that creates stories in various mediums such as books, comics, films, plays, and musicals. I want to take these creative works to other countries, particularly Japan and South Korea." She has a heart for that, with an emphasis on substantial proceeds going to charity. "My stories focus on characters with disabilities, unique health conditions, trauma, and other circumstances that are underrepresented or misrepresented in media. I hope my work will bring certain personal challenges to light, helping to evoke positive change." This accomplished young woman credits LifeHouse with helping her overcome her own intense adversities, and she has already written a musical based on the book of Genesis, and she's becoming fluent in Japanese. Her language teacher wrote, and I quote, "She is a person with high motivation, maturity, and creativity who is, no doubt, among the top 5% of students I have worked with in my 25 years as a teacher." This year's leading candidate also wrote, "I have witnessed firsthand at LifeHouse that Christian performing arts, not just the secular variety, can be both high quality and thought-provoking." It is a great pleasure to now announce that this year's LifeHouse Scholarship of $1,000 is awarded to Robin Peltz. we never want to put our winners on the spot and ask them to say anything, and you don't have a mic anyway. And I know you well enough to know that you probably would be uncomfortable. But that said, I'm going to say just a couple of things. This is a very moving moment for me because my wife and I saw you in your early auditions. And I don't think it's any exaggeration to say that you auditioned about a dozen times before you were ever accepted in a show. Each time you auditioned, you got better, and you got better, and you pushed yourself, and you never gave up. Folks, never give up on your dreams. Congratulations, Robin, and thank you. I'm also pleased to add that one of last year's winners, Kyle Ryan, is co-directing his original new musical, King Arthur, which is coming up. And that musical will premiere right here on June 25th. And congratulations again, Robin. We're very proud of you.
Yes, congratulations, Robin. Thank you, Wayne. And we're so excited to see where God leads you in your career. So really, really congratulations. Many of our several thousand LifeHouse alumni have gone on to professional pursuits in theater and film and acting careers. And many others have gone on to a wide variety of careers spanning all walks of life and geographical locations. We are truly grateful to our family of alumni. Speaking of past.
Well, what are you chuckling about, Mike?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
supposed to chuckle. Right?
Yeah, I know. Well,
now I am.
Apparently, I'm supposed to ask, why are you chuckling, Michael?
Candidly,
yes.
I was thinking about last year when you were interrupted by Queen Belladonna.
Oh, is that what you were chuckling about?
Yes.
Well, that won't happen this year if I have my way. So let's just forget about that.
Have you ever?
Your way always are mine.
I jinxed it.
There are trails and emerald paths. There are sights, charming sights all around us. Lovely flowers and bird baths. For wherever you go in my kingdom, whether near or far or here, if you're wise, you will see all good things lead to me. I'm the sovereign of Wonderland.
Very nice.
How dare you hold a season celebration without mentioning my show? After all, Alice in Wonderland stars me.
But isn't Alice the star? After all, her name is in the title.
How dare you question me? Off with your head!
As long as it isn't anything important.
Now hold on there. Some help you are. I think I'm having deja vu here. I think last time when we were doing a season celebration, someone came and kissed me to revive me from a spell. That's not going to happen here, is it?
Does this look like a kissing fairy tale to you?
No, apparently not. Good point. So now, Your Majesty, I'm sure that was all just a slight oversight on our part. Of course, we're looking forward to Alice in Wonderland, which is going to be premiering here in August and September.
Just a moment now, Mr. Scott. Just a moment, Mr. Scott. You have nothing to apologize to this old crone for.
Who are you?
Why, I am Merlin. Perhaps you've heard of me. No? Your loss. Anyway, we must forgive the occasional oversight from Mr. Scott. After all, he has been here for a long time. Things are bound to slip the mind, such as the new production, upcoming production, world premiere musical, King Arthur, of which I am the star.
If you're the star, why isn't it called King Merlin?
Well, why isn't your story called Queen of Hearts in Wonderland?
That doesn't matter. All of these fine people are looking forward to my show.
Well, my show is also eagerly anticipated. As I said, it is a world premiere musical.
But mine is a proven classic and fun for the whole family.
Well, my show is also fun for the family, and did I mention it is a world premiere musical?
Big deal. People lose their heads over my show.
Okay. There's no need to argue. I'm sure our guests will enjoy both productions and are looking forward to both. And we have even more amazing productions coming.
What could possibly top our musicals?
Well,
The hills are alive with the sound of music.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I can't do that. That's fine.
Well, if you can both go on with your business and perhaps leave the stage now, we would be most grateful. We do have guests here, and we'd like to share what our next season is going to be. Sometime
Very well.
tonight.
Yes, carry on. But I'd better see each and every one of you at King Arthur and Alice in Wonderland.
All right. I think we've gotten that out of our system now. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for indulging us. I'm sorry about that. Now, if we can get back to our presentation without any further interruptions, we'll go on.
Oh, Mr. Scott! I'm so sorry for the interruption. I am Mr. Collins, and my noble patroness, Lady Catherine de Bourgh, has sent me out with a few reminders of our own.
Now, see here.
Now, one. I'd like to take this opportunity to compliment you on such a fine lineup of shows for the current season, and I believe the second will be just as good once it's announced. Secondly, I'd like to remind you that we have a show of great renown here performing at the theater, Jane Austen's classic, Pride and Prejudice. And to showcase this excellent production, I have arranged for two talented young ladies to sing a number from the show.
Well, that's wonderful.
Now, Mr.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. If you wouldn't mind doing the introductions, Lady Catherine has urged me to marry as soon as possible, of course, with discretion. And I believe I have just the lady.
Oh?
Queen! I'm a wonderful...
Wait for me, you big old monster head!
Well, I hope that Mr. Collins can keep his head to continue performing in Pride and Prejudice. And it is now my privilege to introduce Christiana McKelvey, who plays Elizabeth Bennet, and Sage Manson, who plays Jane Bennet, as they sing Sisters for Life from our current production of Pride and Prejudice.
My sweet Jane, your treasure beyond measure, and I wish, I confess, I had 1 ounce of your goodness. Your standard is so high above me. Dear, don't you see your model for me? True and loyal and never self-serving. You're intelligent and witty. Your courage astounds me. In love, you're the one most deserving. Quite simply, the problem lies with the male gender. If their heads are not empty, oh, they're riddled with pride. I'll not lose my wits to some handsome pretender, nor surrender my dignity to be dressed as a bride. Lizzie, dear, you always make me laugh. And you, my sweet Jane, diffuse my wrath. challenge the path which I travel. My eyes match your gaze to find them fixed above. They look toward the cross to define perfect love. With such a sister and friend, my life can't unravel. Though I love many fiercely, sweet Jane, it is true. In my heart I hold no one who's dearer than you. And if God never grant we'd be mother or wife, we've been blessed with each other as sisters for life, sisters for life. And whate'er comes tomorrow, in joy and in sorrow, we'll uphold each other. And if God never grant we be mother or wife, we've been blessed with each other as sisters for life.
Thank you so much, ladies. We've been so blessed by your performances and the extraordinarily talented cast. You saw just a sample of Pride and Prejudice. And we have one more weekend with that production, so if you haven't yet seen it, we still have some good seats, and we trust that you'll support what is a very witty and very timely production in many ways. Well, at this time, I would like to call forward two great friends who are part of our LifeHouse board, Dr. Adam Groza and Dr. Gary Chan. After all of these many years with LifeHouse and just wondering whether such a business plan would work, and many people told me that LifeHouse wouldn't work when I was starting out. I tried to seek wise counsel back in the late 80s, early 90s, and people just didn't see how are you going to get all those people to volunteer so much time for such a vision, to use the arts to be redemptive, to weave biblical truths and principles, whether overt or covert, in any production. And so it's never been about the Lone Ranger. It's been seeking wise counsel, and here are a couple of real wise counsel from our tremendous board, and I've been very grateful for both of you men. And I asked you to share some thoughts because you've both been intimately involved with LifeHouse for many years. And let me start with you, Gary, and I want to make sure you get a mic too. Tell me, what has LifeHouse meant to you in terms of the impact that you've seen over your time being so acquainted with all that we're doing? Thank you, Jeff.
Well, LifeHouse, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
LifeHouse has really been very meaningful to us and our family, and it really, I'm very honored to not only support but to be associated with LifeHouse. What makes LifeHouse so amazing is not only the quality of the entertainment, which speaks for itself, as we just saw, but also the number of volunteers that are here. That so often you guys are the fabric that makes LifeHouse, it defines it for what it is. It just gets better and better and better under incredible leadership, Wayne. Yeah.
Oh, well, everyone working together. Yeah. It isn't any one person. I often say it's God using all of us to accomplish something much bigger than any one of us can be. And in response to the folks who have said, well, we don't see how that can work, the secret, I think, has been the eternal difference. We want to make an eternal difference in people's lives. We're not here for making a name for ourselves or for glitz and glamour. We're trying to build people up. We're trying to make an impact in the community.
Yeah, it is those foundational family values, really, love, honor, integrity, and based on faith and hope. Ultimately, LifeHouse poses the question, what will you do with Jesus? Yeah, really is the bottom line that we all take home and present to the community.
And we won't see that necessarily in any one production, although our biblical productions generally do that. But some productions are lighter in their touch, or we have to stay true to the originals. We have, for example, Anne of Green Gables fans, the Anne fans, and we have the Sherlock Holmes group, and they're looking for very faithful adaptations, but we still weave in the values. And hopefully over the course of a year, you see a mosaic of biblical truth, because that's what we're rooted in.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And we appreciate your support in that and your wise counsel through many years. And Adam, I know that your family has been intimately involved with LifeHouse.
I was thinking about this recently. It was 2015. My family we were living in the Bay Area, and I got transferred down to Southern California with my job. And my, at that time, 9-year-old daughter and I were driving down church, and we saw a sign for Zorro. And we said, let's go see that.
That was Mrs. Zorro, I think.
Yeah, right. And my daughter, of course, is now turning 17 this Tuesday, and all 4 of the kids are involved. But for us, it's been a life-changing experience because the gospel values that we teach in the home are reinforced here. And our kids have received that in the home, but some kids haven't. And there are people that come and sit in these seats, and they don't have the kind of gospel hope that we have through Jesus Christ. And I really think that there's people that come without hope, that leave with hope. And we're all just stewards of this amazing gift of LifeHouse Theater. And what motivates me is knowing that there's some other father with some other daughter driving by, and I want to make sure that we hand off the same theater experience that we received and have been so blessed by.
Oh, thank you for saying that. Well, we'll have a production like a Zorro or Anne of Green Gables or something, and sometimes the biblical truths come naturally through the storyline. Most of the authors that we depict were Christians, and Hollywood doesn't want you to necessarily know that, and they'll often snip out in the movie versions of some of these great classics the things that are there. Even in A Christmas Carol, we find that Tiny Tim is praying, and Bob Cratchit is praying, and in Anne of Green Gables, there are Christian values, and Little Women. All of these authors, if you look them up, Google search them, you'll find they had Christian faith, and somehow that's not fashionable anymore, even though it's timeless, because God is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And so some of our productions, like a Zorro, is the shiny bait that we reel in others to see something else that may be more biblical later on.
Well, one of the things I love about LifeHouse, and you mentioned this, is that God created us in his image, and God's creative. And being created in his image, we're creative. And I think there's a lie in our culture that this physical world is all there is. And in the stories like King Arthur and the other tales, they cause people to know, in fact, that there's more to life than meets the eye. And it gives them hope, because if all we focus on is this present world, we'll be discouraged. But if we lift our eyes, as it were, and consider a greater reality through faith in Christ, we'll be encouraged. We have hope. And I think that's what LifeHouse does. I really do.
Oh, I appreciate you saying that. And I know you have felt that.
No, absolutely. One of the things that when I look at LifeHouse and what it means and how so many people have been blessed and benefited by it, when I look around and I see the same faces that are so dedicated, I always, I think you've seen, and first of all, thanks for recognizing me from my high school picture in the. I've taken some grief for that, but anyway, I always like to say, and to say that may LifeHouse be blessed, in the future of being a light in the darkness, and also may we always be the dynamic living proof, to a watching world, of a loving and forgiving God. Right. And that is just what LifeHouse demonstrates, and so many people find solace, here, whether it's on stage or whether it's in the audience. And I've wiped away many a tear in the darkness out there, being introspective and thinking about different things that LifeHouse brings to the stage and touches in everyone's heart.
Sometimes we can say things or touch on principles in a production that characters can get away with saying, but we might not want to say it directly, but it's all there, and a lot of things to think about and make a difference.
Absolutely.
I have a burden through LifeHouse in a good way, a good burden, I hope. I mean, I feel it's a calling to make a difference in people's lives. And I was looking at our recent population growth in our country, and we're at, I think, at 330 or 335 million people in this country. And I've been looking at polls, and poll after poll after poll shows that about 210 to 230 million people in this country identify as Christian. Now, it's no great, or at least a deep faith, and some of them are more nominal and some are more secular, of course, but they identify with Christian principles. Now, it's no secret that society is in big trouble. We've seen a lot of tough things. I've talked to friends of mine who were around during World War II, And they even feel that this is one of the most difficult, challenging times in the world they've ever seen. It makes me burdened for our younger people because this is what they're inheriting. And I want to pass a better baton than the one I've received. And I can't do everything, and none of us can, but I can do something. We can each do something. And it's those widows' mites and the people who've been given sacrificially behind the scenes that is that little something. I can't change the world overnight, but I can do something in my own backyard. And you're all busy people, and maybe you can't do make a huge difference other than what God has called you to, of course. But here's something tangible that we can support here in the community, in our own backyard, that's making a huge difference in countless lives. Yes, we want to reach audiences, but it's almost as important to be reaching the 500 or so actors and actresses from all over the Inland Empire who volunteer their time here, whom some have been rescued from drugs because they've gotten involved here, or some have overcome stuttering, or some are recovering from painful divorces, or some have gotten out of gangs. I could tell you many, many stories. Some of them, they're anonymous. They don't want to be acclaimed, or they don't want to get any credit for this, because we all know it's God working in their hearts, and this happens to be the vehicle that God uses, and we want it to continue to be that way. And then there's the ministry side, but then there's that tricky balance of the business side. Okay, we've got to keep the doors open. We've got to fill the seats. We've got to do productions that people want to see, which is why we do surveys to determine what we can do to hopefully fill the seats and attract folks. So it's all that balancing act. But we have to raise about $100,000 a year beyond the price of tickets, because tickets never cover the cost of actual theater anywhere. Not on Broadway, not in LA, not in San Diego, where there's great theater. There's always fundraising things going on. And so we're no different. And this is one of those nights where we look to our constituency, both at home and here, who can give that little. And I always say it's not how much, it's how many doing their part. We can continue to sustain this place. It's miraculous that we're here. Thank the Lord that we've got through this period that was tough for all of us. I've been working with a group just recently in Placentia, a great theater company, very family values oriented, but a huge chunk of their operations are having to close. And we're working with them to obtain scenery, which is a great blessing for us. But it's not easy. It's very difficult to maintain the theater existence. And many theaters have folded and will not come back. The pandemic hurt. The economy, as you know, is very rough right now. We don't want to be one of those. And thanks to you, we won't be, God willing, if we all do our part. And right now, I'm going to ask you to consider what you might do to help us. I would really appreciate your consideration. We're not going to lock the doors or anything until you give, but we would like you to consider. And if not tonight, in the coming days, there are a lot of ways to be involved and to give. We actually, for those of you who are at home, we actually have people manning the phones right now. If you would like to call in at 335-3037, that's the 909 area code, 335-3037. You can go to our website, lifehousetheater.com, very easy, and we have ways through PayPal and other means to consider contributions. Cash flow is extremely important, so small monthly, regular monthly contributions. And Adam just wrote a wonderful email to our constituency asking for just that kind of support, because that's what helps keep the doors open and meet the cost, that gap between what tickets cover and what the actual expenses are. I don't need to tell you, I don't think, what the price of lumber is now, how far it's gone up, along with all the other things. We've lost wonderfully talented cast members who simply can't afford the gas to come. And yet many of them try to do it anyway. And that's why we're so blessed to be here. So please consider how the Lord may move you. We're going to bring up the lights, I should say, in a moment as we consider what you might consider doing to help support LifeHouse. We're going to have some pins available to you if you care to write a response tonight. I think your program has a response method to respond. You can turn that into the front box office to one of our volunteer ushers, or you may drop it in the box on the wall next to the doors on your way out. And we really appreciate your consideration of that. And if not tonight, in the coming days, please pray about that. We would really welcome your support and continue to enlarge our LifeHouse family. We have some really ambitious, big, exciting plans for our 30th. I wish I could give you a preview of that. And so in the coming year, we want to be strong fiscally so we can make an even greater impact in this community. I can't wait to tell you what some of those plans are. In any case, I want to thank you, gentlemen. If there's anything else you'd like to add to that. you know our situation financially, and
I'll
what's
share one
involved.
thing,
Sure.
Wayne. I just want to say, I think when we get to the end of our lives, we're going to look back on the most meaningful moments of our lives. And I think for all of us, a lot of our best moments are going to be here in this theater. Whether you're on stage, like some of you amazing performers, or like some of us just serving as volunteers, whatever role you play, we play it together. We're passing off this baton together. And I think, the Bible says God loves a cheerful giver. Freely we've received, freely give. I would just encourage you along the lines that Wayne did, just to pray and ask God, would you have me to give? If what would you have me to give? And then just be obedient however God leads. I think that's the best way forward. So I would encourage you to just pray that somewhat bold and courageous prayer. God, would you have me to give? And if so, just be obedient.
Thank you so much, Adam. Thank you, Gary. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, let's take a, you guys can bring lights up a little bit, and let's take a few minutes to consider how we might respond to what Wayne and the doctors have said. And while you're doing that, we would like to present some visual highlights from past LifeHouse productions and events.
Walk forward, move onward, though the path may be unknown. Keep your eyes on the light in the sky. Walk onward, move upward, though you're feeling all alone. Just remember God's presence is nigh. When you're fearful for the future, knowing not what lies ahead, having questions, lacking answers, needing comfort. When you think about your past life and the things that you have done, and your burden is so heavy, it will crush you. Walk forward, go onward, for your life is in God's hand. He forgives you and offers you freedom. Though you may not know what lies around the bend, you can know what awaits, and the journey's
So move onward and upward toward home. Move onward and upward toward home.
Just to put one last button on something I shared, I gave you that statistic about the number of people of faith in our country, 220 some million out of 330. That's about 2/3 of our country. And the thing I've been burned about is, shouldn't things be getting better instead of going? So we have an opportunity, again, to make a difference in our own backyard, something tangible. Now, the encouraging thing is that there's so much potential with so many people who claim faith. Thank you for being among those people who are answering that call. For even being here tonight is so encouraging, and I appreciate that support very much. And I believe the time has come, has it not?
The time is now.
Yes.
Although we announced those Sunday specials earlier, and that's, I mean,
The Sunday specials are
just
quite,
that's amazing.
quite
I mean,
amazing.
I don't even know if we need to announce.
Well, maybe we don't need to
full
announce
season.
anything after all. Yeah.
I think it's good enough.
Maybe we don't want to start a riot or anything like that. All right. So it's time to announce our new 29th 2022-2023 season. And I'll let you begin.
Oh, that's right. I begin. Our very first one is an imaginative musical comedy, Noah.
Yes.
Oh, a fun but ultimately reverent and inspirational original take on the familiar biblical story, a smash hit when it was first performed at LifeHouse Theater. Critics and audiences alike praised the contemporary music, comedy, and symbolic staging of this timeless account of the flood story.
And then we have the greatest Christmas story of all, Unto Us, the Nativity Story. Join Mary and Joseph on their journey of faith as they experience the wondrous events leading to Jesus' birth in Bethlehem. This inspiring musical celebrates the Christ of Christmas and the true meaning of our Savior's birth.
Then we will have a zany musical filled with family fun, Aladdin. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to hold on to your turban because this timeless Arabian tale of a young man discovering the importance of doing what is right bursts onto the stage with hilarious fun and outrageous hijinks. And the question is, can Aladdin defeat the evil Zoltan for the hand of Princess Cassandra? And can the silly genie of the lamp guide Aladdin to victory? Stay tuned.
We follow that up with a rags to riches adventure with Oliver. The unforgettable characters of Charles Dickens' 19th century London come to life in this endearing story of triumph. The exploits of the orphan Oliver Twist are tunefully recounted in this award-winning musical tale of courage and faith.
And then, a world premiere musical of an amazing legend, Anastasia. That was, I believe, the number one or number two. It was right up there in our survey. And you asked for it. We're going to give it to you. The legend of Princess Anastasia becomes an engaging new musical adventure. Following a family tragedy, Anastasia seeks to escape her home country and begin life anew. But first, she must contend with the power-mad Rasputin. Can Princess Anastasia find happiness in a new beginning? Stay tuned.
How do we follow that up? But with an astonishing tale of courage come to life. The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Cheer the courage of Esmeralda and Quasimodo as their heartwarming friendship and determination to do what is right transforms the people of 15th century Paris. Produced to critical acclaim at the Redlands Bowl, this musical rendition of the Victor Hugo classic is a moving portrayal of love and loyalty.
We'll look forward to seeing that. And well, as you know, we try, as funds and rights permit, to do at least one Broadway kind of production. And this year, a new Broadway favorite carries the banner at LifeHouse, Newsies.
I know. It's kind of the right thing.
And last but certainly not least,
a dramatic biblical musical of prophecies and faith, Daniel. Taken from home and family and forced to learn pagan culture during his 70-year captivity, Daniel's faith is tested as he refuses to allow anything to compromise his relationship with the Lord. And that concludes the 29th season. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that very encouraging response. And because you are here this evening, and for those of you watching at home, if you will call it in as well, This is the one night you get the very best value on season passes. And then it becomes a different price after tonight, magically. So we trust that you'll really get in line to get your season passes. We'll try to make it as easy and quick for you as possible. Out behind us, yonder in the courtyard, we have a wonderful array of refreshments for you this evening that we hope you'll really enjoy. And it's beautiful back there. Just, if nothing else, stop and take a look, because it's really celebratory and we want you to be a part of it. And I look forward to talking to as many of you as possible. But that said, we have some other great things coming up I'd like to share. Not only do we know what our new 29th season is, but we want to have a drawing and give some passes away. So if I could get Kate Groza, who is a wonderful young talent. We are going to allow you, one of our young, wonderful, upstanding, upcoming talents, just cute as a button, right? If buttons are cute, I assume they are. To dig deep and see who our first winner is going to be of a season pass, now that we know what that season is. Is this exciting or what?
It's very exciting.
Yes. Now, I'm going to be a little suspicious if one of your family wins, but I'm sure that won't happen. What are the odds? The odds are staggering. And if they do, well, then we'll have you play the lottery for LifeHouse. All right, so dig deep and see what happens. And the winner is, can you read it?
Seat F12.
It's seat, somebody sitting in F12. Yeah, that's right. It wouldn't have a name necessarily. Who's in F12? You won. She doesn't even know she won. You won. Congratulations. Yes. You mind giving it to me? There you go. We're going to deliver that to you. And thank you. We're glad you won. And we look forward to seeing you here for our upcoming new 29th season. Well, thank you very much. I wish I could bribe all of you that way, but anyway, that's a thought for the future. But thank you for that. All right, let's do that again. That was a lot of fun. Kate, I'm going to ask you to just dig one more time, and then you can be poised to deliver what I'm about to give you. And who is the seat for that? C1. Boy, we didn't go back very far. There you are. Congratulations. We will look forward to seeing both of you and hopefully all of you at our upcoming season. Thank you so much. I'm glad you won.
Great. Thank you, Wayne. Now that we know our upcoming season is a season of new beginnings, it's worth noting that new beginnings often require a positive change, new choices that we ourselves need to make. So now, from our original musical, Treasure Island, Dwayne Cruther and Mike Adary will sing A Change of Course.
Though I'm young in years, I have shed some tears and I've known despair. But I found through prayer a change of course. It is not too late to now contemplate what is right and true. You may find it through a change of course. Oh, we're all in search of something, whether treasure or a dream. But we've learned the chase for treasure is not everything it seems. Yes, a change of course, a sincere remorse is a better way for a castaway to be set free.
You give me some hope and a way to cope, and I'll say this, Jen. When me hope's been slim, you helped me through.
the breezes blow around us, and the voyage has its strife. The only course to follow is the one that brings us life. May God be the source of our change, of course. May He richly bless with our new success the things we do.
What a great song. I wonder who wrote that. That was amazing.
Oh, stop. Well, we're at that point.
Speaking of Wayne.
Oh, you're very kind. That song has meant a lot to myself because I needed it at the time of working on it. And Treasure Island is a real favorite of ours. But Michael, I want to thank you for hosting this time. I want to thank you all for being with us. Yes, I'm sorry. Oh, this is a chance for me to speak. And you, well, anyway. Oh, that was bad. She won't get angry. She'll just get even. But no, we get along very well, don't we? And I'm so blessed to have you here. Our hearts are just full of gratitude tonight for all that you've done to sustain LifeHouse through many years, and not just those of you here, because there are a good many of you here who have, but many of you who are watching who could not be with us tonight. And our hearts are full of gratitude for your faithfulness and God's faithfulness through you, the way He reveals Himself through you. So I want to thank you again for your dedication.
Yes. You know, as I was listening throughout the evening, and the doctors up here and Michael and everyone sharing about what LifeHouse means and the lives that are touched, and you know, it is so true, and the importance of the ministry that happens and this place is so, you just don't even realize. It goes so far beyond what you see on the stage. You know, I was very sick. I'm still kind of recovering my strength, but I had COVID very badly just a couple weeks ago, where I was taken to ER, and I was in preparation for not just this event, which had to be pushed back because of my illness, but also for the Sisters Supporting Sisters Conference. And for anyone who knows me, they know I'm a roll up my sleeves and get her done, right? And so I don't do well with sickness to be sick. So I was
the world's worst patient.
He says I'm the worst patient, but I was discouraged. I was very discouraged, thinking, Lord, you know, here are big events, and you know, and the conference. It's all the responsibility is on me, and I was feeling very discouraged. Well, there were all these amazing people praying for me, all these cast members praying for me. And I was like laying there in my bed and getting a little woe is me. And, you know, and the Lord encouraged my heart. It was like the biggest hug from heaven I was receiving from all the cast members, from employees here. And that's all I needed. And then even this evening, as I was listening to the final song, if you haven't seen Pride and Prejudice, it's not too late. We have next weekend. You got to come see it. One of the last songs spoke to my heart, and my husband and I just sat up there in just tears, because when my daughter passed away 12 years ago, my husband was so ministered from this song. And, you know, just even as we were saying, that just God's love is woven through every piece and every aspect of this place. And even if it's not that quote unquote biblical show that you might see, God's love is woven through all the details behind the scenes and everywhere in between. And I just want to say thank you so very much for your support, for your continued support, and just know how much we appreciate you, and just know how God's love is being poured out over and over and over again because of you. So thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sweetie, and that's heartfelt. We all feel that here, and I have a blessed staff. Also, we're all dedicated to just keeping that atmosphere and keeping this place alive, thanks to you. And so we want you to enjoy some fellowship and get those passes and get some goodies that we have for you at a beautiful setting out back, and you can tell us a little bit more about how everyone can get there.
Yes, absolutely. And I would like to thank everybody who made Outback possible. So Trish Evans and the Evans family kind of heads up what's happening back there a lot, but there was a ton of people helping, and I don't even know who they all are. You know
Jane
who you
Kaysen
are. Jane Kaysen
helped a lot.
Yeah, Mary Lynn. So there's
Molnar,
so many
of
people.
course.
So we can give them a round of applause as a
Yes.
thank you for making that happen. We so appreciate that. So, but it's just beautiful out there. So thank you. So you're going to go out the front doors or the front side door and go around. You're going to go past the restrooms. There's a gate right there, and that will take you right into the courtyard. And that's where you'll see everyone. You can hang out. And I'm personally excited. I know we all are. Sorry, I keep hitting this. I know we all are excited to make just wonderful memories for this 29th season coming up. So
Yes, look forward to seeing you and out back as well. Thank you again for joining us tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and may God richly bless you all. Good night. Thank you.
Good night.